Welcome to the Secret Story Recapped. Today I explain an interesting movie what the Peeper saw. Watch out and enjoy. At the beginning of the movie we see a girl named Sarah who was bathing in the bathroom when she got an electric shock while bathing and she died there. The story then takes place a year later where we see a woman named Alicia walking to her husband's house. In fact, Alyssa was his second wife. The first wife was Sarah, whom we saw dying in the bathroom at the beginning of the movie. Pulse was going to hang out somewhere, so he tells Alicia to take care of her son Marcus. Marcus was a 12-year-old boy and he was a simple boy. Pulse tells Alyssa that Marcus is in boarding school now and that she will be back in a week. That's why Alicia was making himself look like himself. Then while she was drinking cold drinks in the room, she heard some noise from Marcus's room, so she went to see it. But when he goes to Marcus's room, Marcus is already there. He says the school has given up because the school has started spreading chickenpox to everyone. The next day while Marcus was bathing there was a call from Pulse. Here Marcus is seen talking to his father, Pulse, while bathing in the bathtub. He was taking her news. And she says she gave up her school holidays for chickenpox. After Marcus, while Alicia was talking to Pulse, Marcus was having fun moving his hand over Alyssa's body from behind and touching Alicia's boobs. So Alicia gets very angry, but leaves without telling Marcus. She didn't like it. Some days pass like this, but as the days pass Marcus's disposition begins to change. He also sees Alicia secretly changing clothes and taking a bath. He begins to like Alyssa. Then a few days later Pulse comes to stay with them. Then one day Marcus asks Alicia and takes some money from her bag. Then when Alicia saw there, all the money was gone. Alicia thinks Marcus stole the money. He goes to the Pulse and says it, but when the Pulse goes and checks there, all the money was there. Here Marcus tells Pulse that maybe Alicia doesn't like me, so he wanted to remove the money himself and give a false name in my name. Then one day Alicia was sleeping in her room when she came and saw him lying there. Marcus stared at her. Alice goes to Marcus's school because she can't stand Marcus's behavior anymore. There he learns that no chickenpox was spread in the school, but that Marcus was expelled from the school because of such rudeness. His reputation at school was not good either. He was given a letter and given a transfer certificate. Then Alyssa remembers seeing a torn letter in Marcus's room. The next day, Alicia goes to the store for some work, where she suddenly sees a hole. Through that hole can be seen up to his bedroom. Seeing the hole, Alicia realizes that Marcus sees me and Pulse intimate through this hole. So he goes to Marcus and asks him about it. Then Marcus says, I like to do and see. Then Alyssa asks him, does anyone see your mother Sarah like this? Then Marcus says, no, I wouldn't look at him like that because he wasn't as hot as you. When Alyssa asks him about Sarah's death, Marcus says, why should I tell you? Then, to answer her question, she takes off all her dress, as Marcus says. But still Marcus doesn't tell him anything. Later I went to show that hole to Alicia Pulse. But then there was no hole, everything was normal there. Here too, Alyssa is proved false. Alyssa gradually became worried about Marcus. Then Pulse thinks that maybe Alyssa is going crazy day by day. Then Alicia learns that Marcus killed Sarah. Marcus put the bad heater in Sarah's bath tube, causing Sarah to die of shock. Alicia asks him, why did you do that? Then Marcus says, I enjoy doing this and then I will do the same with you. Hearing this, Alicia's mental condition broke down because no one believed her now. Alicia's condition became so bad that she had to be admitted to a mental hospital. After a few months of mental treatment he recovered and was released. One day Pulse, Marcus, and Alyssa were walking in the park together. After a while Marcus and Alyssa go to a secluded place and talk. They are both laughing and joking about Sarah's death. As if that is not a serious matter. Marcus then tells Alyssa that he will not kill her again. He now thinks of him as her equal. Alyssa talks to him like that. Alicia makes a plan here. That they would kill Paul and go away somewhere. Alicia even kisses him. Marcus's is fun. Then Alicia saw a car coming on the road, which was coming very fast. So he forcibly throws Marcus's dog's toy into the car so that the dog quickly picks up the toy and Marcus and his followers follow. That's when the car hit Marcus and he died. This is how the movie ends here. In this movie, Marcus was a psycho boy who was 12 years old, but his use is no less than that of a villain in a Hollywood movie. He also killed his own mother because of his mental disorder and later had an affair with his stepmother, driving her insane and forcing her to be admitted to a mental hospital. But after his stepmother Alicia was released from the hospital and killed in a car accident, the movie shows the fate of a psycho boy.